back to the Looney Bin, a great pop culture debate special. I'm joined again by my panelists Brett Chin, Curtis Creekmore, and Kai Nesichin, and we are going to toot, boot, poot, and shoot the looks from episode 2 of Canada's Drag Race season 1. So this time, the assignment for the ladies was not my first time. It was them recreating their first time in drag, but trying to reclaim it and kind of make it more runway ready. And so with that, we're going to go right into the first gal on the stage. It was Lemon, who repurposed a kind of blue velour gown and a shaking a wig with something a little better. And I'm going to turn it to Brett first.
Hey, I'm gonna toot this. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was definitely a revamp and redo. And so I'm gonna give it a toot.
Awesome. Curtis, you.
I also loved it. It looks red carpet ready to me. Like, she looks so much better. The old one looks kind of like velour bath towel wrapped around her, and then the eye was. Everything is better. Everything is better. Toot.
Kai.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I definitely think this is a toot. One thing I will say specifically about this challenge going forward, just for me, so you know where I'm coming from, I'm really looking to see the challenge. Is this better than the look you had the first time you wore it? I absolutely think this is. So it's a toot.
Yeah, I'll toot it as well. I think it's an elevated version. I do think that the original photo, and again, first time in drag, nothing but respect. It's very like head on, applied directly to the forehead moment. This I think is beautiful. It's kind of giving me some Jessica Rabbit tease. The bustier part of it looked a little bit loose to me. I wish it was fitted in a little bit more, but that is a quibble because I think Lemon looks gorgeous. She was the winner of this week's challenge, and I think rightfully so. Next up, we have Rita Baga, who originally had on a sunflower kind of inspired look. And again, I'm going to throw it to Brett Chin.
I don't know if you could say sunflowers pasted onto that
Sure.
flower dress.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm gonna toot it. It's amazing. It's definitely an upgrade from her first time. Her wig is definitely way better. Her face is beat, and this is I love it. So I'm tooting it.
Awesome. Curtis, you.
So I'm coming from, is the look good? Like, yes, is it better, but is it good? And I actually really don't like this. It reads just a little bit too crafty to me. It really does look like she just glued sunflowers on another dress, a better dress, but just a different dress. And I don't really care for it. I especially don't like that her legs are such a different color from the rest of her. It's like Donald Trump down south, and everything else is kind of milkmaidy. So I'm going to boot it. Sorry.
Oh, well, the South does love Donald Trump. So there you go. Kai, I'm going to toss it to you.
I think that is that a swimsuit she's wearing? I think that's a swimsuit with those pasted on from her first time in drag. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually gonna say I'm gonna boot this as well. There are pieces I totally loved, and I feel like if the color of her legs matched more, I might actually like it. And maybe that sounds really simple, but don't love the hair personally. And the shoulders, I think, were kind of a miss too, because when she walked, they kind of were flowing behind her, which I think missed that whole point. Like, you're wearing them, we can't see them. So I love her. I think she does great drag, but this one's a boot for me.
I'm going to go with Brett, and I'm going to toot this one. I think that Rita is more of a campy queen, and I appreciate that she was going there with this. It was very true to what the original look was, but highly elevated, and I thought it was fun and kind of whimsical. I 100% get the criticism about the legs being a different tone than everything else. And the funny thing is, later on, I'm going to point this out, and I'm not going to forgive it, but I'm going to forgive it here because I'm an asshole. I also think that she's gorgeous, and I don't really think of Rita as necessarily a beauty queen. That's a read, but it's not. I think of her more as a camp queen. I think she looks stunning here, so for me, it's a toot. Next up to the stage, we have Tainomi Banks, and Tainomi was giving us kind of 90s video vixen. I'm getting Destiny's Child and the Bills video here. And then she gave us this. Go for it, Brett.
I'm kind of torn with this, but I'm giving it a boot. I don't understand those panels. that she has on the dress. I don't necessarily understand because it's not on her other dress either. Um, and I don't know. The top of it, either the headpiece, it's okay, but I don't know. I don't like it necessarily, and the sleeves, the poofy sleeves, not my thing. So I'm booting it.
Curtis?
This is one of the few where I think she actually looked better in the first, like her first look. She was giving me like Lana from Archer, and it looked like it's not great, but it looked okay. I am a Southern drag queen, and one thing that we do in the South is big hair. As a drag queen, your hair needs to be big because you are usually a man, right? And if you wear something over top of your head that shrinks everything down, you lose all the volume. So I can't get behind it, and I hate those hose. I hate the cutouts there. It looks like she just picked them up off the ground and put them on. So boot.
Hi.
I kind of wanted to like this, but I do feel like it, for me, I just brought it down to the challenge. I don't think she completed the challenge. I don't see where, I mean, you don't need to wear sunflowers to have it be the sunflower dress, but there was a lot of disconnect for me. That combined with the hose, I just looked like I was seeing inside of a vagina I didn't want to. I guess it looks like that. That's just the way. The first thing that came to my head when I saw it was like, well. So yes, it's a boot.
Yeah, it's a boot for me. I agree. She looked better than before. Sorry. I think Tainomi is great, but this was not a great week for her. She was bottom two with this. This, to me, I believe one of the judges on the show actually said it kind of looks like she's a knight. And I'm getting like disco night goes to the gynecologist. And I don't get it. I appreciate that she went there and she tried to do something interesting instead of just gray dress, but she went to a place that I couldn't follow her. So for that reason, it's a boot. Next up, we have Kiara, who went from a gold shift dress to a gold shift dress. And with that, I'm going to hand it to Brett.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely improved her look, but it, like you said, it's it's the same, basically same dress. She didn't really update anything except, I mean, her makeup is done, but that's about it. I do like the outfit, but I'm gonna boot it because it doesn't really meet the challenge because she didn't really do much, and it's just so simple. I would have found a better first look that she could go off of.
Yeah, Curtis.
This one makes me so angry.
Because she didn't do anything. She wore a sparkly apron. That's it. Like I'm so mad. Boot.
Kai.
The makeup is the improvement. That's the improvement. Her makeup skills. Again, I don't necessarily factor this in, but if you watch the runway, I feel like her and there's another queen later that maybe need to work on their walks to sell these garments on the runway. This looks like she dipped it in gold glitter. I will say she's beautiful. She's a skinny bitch, but as far as the challenge go, it's a boot.
Yeah, it's a boot for me. I'm not even frankly sure the makeup looks better in the new one. I think it's certainly more draggy. But I feel like this is Naomi Smalls, but like the Ross Dress for Less version of Naomi Smalls. And you're on Canada's Drag Race, right? And I understand that you're trying to make an impression based on something that you already did before, but it's not even simple. It's simp. Like that's it for me. I'm borderline giving this a poot, to be honest with you, because I see just so little effort, but she looks fine, so I'm gonna let it be. With a boot, I should say. Next up, we have Anastasia Anakwe, aka Starzy, and I believe her first time that she went with was one of her initial pageant wins from the Bahamas. Brett, I'm going to you.
I love this dress. It's definitely an upgrade. Her hair is big. I love it. It's drag queen realness. Like that's the jewelry, everything. I'm tooting it.
All right, Curtis.
I love all those things too, and I'm on the fence on this one. It's kind of boring. Like we've seen so many pageant gowns walk down the runway through the various seasons of Drag Race, and this one's just like probably one of the worst to me. And that's not saying that it's a bad gown. I'll give it a toot because the hair is fucking fierce, but the gown is not.
All right, Kai.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. It's a toot for me. I'm gonna be nitpicky and say that the disconnect for me is the gown where the arm comes over with the necklace. I would have liked to see maybe it just that strap come over, that silver strap come over and just end over her breast, and then be a full gown. Maybe she could have had black gloves with that. But as far then as I go with the challenge, yeah, she looks way better. Totally improved on the look itself. She looks good. The face too. It's toot.
So I'm wrestling here. I love Starzy. She actually has captured my heart. She's one of my favorites this season. I am going to toot this, but just barely. It 100% achieves the task of improving on the first time in drag picture. There's no question. The jewelry, the mug, the hair, all spectacular. I don't think this dress did her any favors in terms of her body shape. I think she can dress beautifully for her shape, and this dress did not really do a good job of it. And it bothered me because I know she can do better on that. That all said, it's not bootable, and I love her, and I think she has a great level of taste, so it's a toot for me. Next up to the stage, we had Boa, and you know what? I'm not even going to do that yet. Go ahead, Brett, take it.
It's again Noah this week again for me because it's just a corset. And she really likes her pasties. Last week she did her pasties too. It's fine to do it every once in a while, but like this is the second time in a row too. And again, it's just a corset. Yes, her look, like she can beat her mug better and her hair is better, but again, it's just a corset. So I'm booting it.
Curtis?
Same. Her first time in drag looks like someone I met at Hooters about 10 years ago.
Maybe it
And
was
it
her.
didn't get any better.
Yeah.
It is just a corset. It's a bedazzled corset. And I actually watched the runway this time, and it made me angry when she pulled it down to show the nipple pasty. Boot.
Kai?
Okay, I don't hate this. I absolutely do not like the pasties. I don't like that. I really don't like the thing. I don't like that. But I guess I looked at it like when she described it, she was like, I went for this backdoor hooker or whatever. And I went, well, now she's doing a new improved backdoor hooker. So it still looks, terrible, but she's improved on it. I'm so on the fence about this. There's so many things I do like, and I think her body shape and the corset. It's making me choose. I'm gonna say a boot. I'm gonna say boot simply because I think she can do better. But I do like some things about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree that the corset itself is beautiful. It's lovely. Unfortunately, that's all she gave us was a beautiful corset, and I need more from you. I'm sorry. Yes, listen, I am 100% here for back alley hookers. I'm here for side alley hookers. Like I am pro hooker, and especially my drag queens. You can't go out on a stage in a bejeweled corset and call it a day on a international drag show. I can't have it. So for that reason, I'm booting it with the caveat, neck up. She's incredible. But was really killing me with that paint and those wigs. And I really do like her and I want her to succeed, but I gotta have more than a bedazzled corset, babes. All right, next we have Kine, who, again, I'm gonna throw it to Brett.
So she actually looked better the first time to me. I don't like her wig. She's wearing a corset and with a jacket over it, and it looks like a cheap pleather jacket on top of that. And so it doesn't do anything for me either. And also, if you saw the runway, the back, you could see her skin peek through. It wasn't purple either, so that definitely took me out of the fantasy. So I'm booting it.
All right, Curtis.
Yeah, I think her makeup, especially in the before look, is much better. It just looks so cheap. It looks like the picture that you would pull out of the Party City bag when you bought that outfit. Like that's what I get from this boot.
Kai.
Yeah, I'm gonna boot it. I'm gonna say the same thing I said last time about her. There's room for everybody. I just cannot. I don't know. And then I'm giving, the last queen a break because I liked how she shaped her body or whatever. But I honestly think for me, and I know it was said on the show, but her hair looks so much better from before than it does afterwards, and her legs don't match her face. So it's a boot.
Yeah, there actually is no longer room for Kind because this is what got her eliminated. Um, yeah, so I mentioned before that I was forgiving one girl for the legs not matching the rest of the body. This is the one that I can't forgive because they're two completely different color stories. And she was right for that on runway, and she acknowledged it. She knew it was not a strong look for her. The makeup, like you can't see it here, but there's a star detail around the eye that I actually quite liked. I just think it was a little too slapdash and a little too just thrown together, and it was not a significant improvement on the first time. So it's a boot, and that was Kind's final bow on the stage. She did have an iconic moment at the end where she said to Tainomi, who was in the bottom with her, be quiet, I'm about to be eliminated, it's my moment," which is amazing. So thank you, Kind, for giving us some great fucking drama. Next up, we have Priyanka, who wore this. Brett.
It's definitely improvement for me. I'm on the fence, but I do like it. I like the shape of the dress. For some reason, I don't like her hair on her, but it's definitely improvement for me. And I do like the dress. It does look a little cheap to me as well, like some pleather, but I don't know. I do like this look, so I'm gonna toot it.
Curtis.
I also don't like the hair, but that's it. I actually really like this dress. It fits her like a glove. I don't think it looks cheap at all. I mean, sure, it looks like pleather, but that's a pleather outfit. I like the hat. I think it's it's definitely better than it was. So toot.
Kai.
Okay, again, I'll just start with the challenge. I don't know if any of that stuff she's wearing in her old photo is leather or pleather. I can't tell from the photo that they gave, and then she gave us this. I love the outfit. I actually like how it doesn't like super form fit, how it's kind of stretchy. I think that plays to the strength of if it is a little bit cheaper, that it doesn't look so cheap. Actually, my least favorite thing is the hat. When you get close in on it, it did not look well made. It looked like literally you could see the cardboard sticking out of it. Personally, I don't know if that is enough to make it a boot, so I'm gonna toot it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to go ahead and toot this as well. My question, I will follow up with what Kai said. It's a pretty big leap from the before to this one. I'm not really sure that it is in fact meeting the challenge. I feel like she's just like, well, I was wearing black in the before one, and here's this.
It's like she went from Stevie Nicks to, I don't know, some runway model. I just doesn't connect there.
I'm getting like feed the birds tuppence a bag up to Edward Scissorhands. And so like that's cool, but I'm not sure if it's the challenge. But all of this said, I do think she looks great. Kai did mention earlier in the review that one of the models had a painfully slow runway walk, and that was Priyanka. I'm like, what's happening? Because that was not something we've seen from her before. Priyanka remains to me one of the most gorgeous girls in the competition, and she did quite well this week overall. I'm really excited by this queen. I think she looks great here. I'm not sure it meets the assignment. Still gonna toot it, but they're waiting for Priyanka to have the moment that I believe that she is capable of. So toot for me. Up next, we have Scarlett Bobo, and I'm gonna throw it to Brett.
So she's definitely improved on her look. I'm gonna toot it. It's questionable again, but it's definitely improvement. It's just a lot different than what she was before, and but I'm gonna toot it.
All right, Curtis.
I agree. Outside of it being black, there's nothing that like connects it. She's wearing fishnets.
There was no leather in the old one. It's a ton of leather for this one. I'm going to toot it because it is well put together and it does look good and it looks good on her, but I don't love it.
All right, Kai.
I will piggyback off that. This is for me Trinity the Tuck meets Jocelyn Fox, and
Yes.
there was not too much on. There was almost too much, but not too much. It is absolutely an improvement for her old look. I agree about the leather, but my biggest thing I didn't like was her hair. And then she started doing the fire stuff where she was eating fire. And so I will absolutely let that pass because maybe this is the only wig that doesn't just go up in flames if
Ah,
you get something on. So other than that, I think it's great. Huge improvement from last week too. It's a two.
yeah, I mean, I'm easily tooting this one. I agree. This is, when I saw it, I was like, well, that's a Trinity the Tuck fantasy. I will disagree that there's not a thematic link between the four because, in me, the category is skank. And she's giving it to me in both pictures. So I appreciate that. The fire eating was a Chanel juggling down the runway with her ass bare in season 1 moment for me. I lived for it. It is certainly a leap for the challenge, but I didn't care. She gave me a presentation. She gave me a show. The bitch looks good. It's totally a toot for me for Scarlett Bobo. Next up, we have Alona Verley, and Brett. Go ahead.
So I actually liked her look beforehand, like her makeup beforehand. It to me it looks like she's going to Rocky Horror. Like this is how I looked when I went to Rocky Horror in high school. So I'm just I'm gonna I don't like the I don't like the shoes. I just don't like the outfit. I mean I get the concept, but for me I didn't like it. So it's a boot.
All right, Curtis.
I hated it. I hate this look. It's again boy chest with an open Michael Jackson jacket. It's unpadded hips. And her skipping down the runway. This I think was probably, no, not my least favorite because there was that one with the shiny apron. Second least favorite look. So boot.
Kai.
It's a boot. I don't feel femininity at all, other than her lips, which seem like she's been sucking on a cherry popsicle or something. I don't know. I don't like the hair. I do like her in a lot of ways, personal as a person. But yeah, I mean, like the shoes, and I didn't like the leggings. I didn't like the jacket. It's a boot.
I'm gonna disagree with y'all. I'm sorry. I actually am gonna toot this. I think if we are looking at it from improvement from the before photo, every element of this is elevated from what was there before. That jacket is fucking fierce. It is kind of a Michael Jackson jacket, but I'm into it. The bodysuit that she's wearing underneath takes that same concept and elevates it and gives it a little bit more detail, a little more cool stuff. The wig is kind of like the Pokemon evolution of what she was doing. The makeup is great. And I don't mind the stockings and the boots. To me, it's kind of tank girl. And I totally got the shtick. And I think it's a really cool, smart way of saying I'm a punk kid and I'm still a punk kid. So I toot it, Luna. Go for you. Next, we have Jimbo to the stage. Brett Chin, take it away.
I love Jimbo. I'm so excited to see what he's gonna do coming up and continuing. I love this look. I think it's so fun. This is definitely something different, and it's definitely an improvement. And the fact that he took his hair and used it as pom poms was great. So yes, it is very Halloweenish, but I'm tooting it. I love it.
Curtis.
This is the challenge. Like, definite, absolute 1000% improvement from the first look. This look on its own, even if that weren't the challenge, that comes down the runway, absolute toot. So good. Every little detail of every rip that you can tell, like those were purposeful rips. The blood and everything and the pom-pom thing was super cute. This is a very, very strong look. So toot.
Kai.
Yeah, I like it. I think Sharon Needles opened a door for a lot of drag queens on this show, and probably in a lot of other ways, Dragula. That's the other one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought when she walked down the runway, I thought, God, she could be a fierce competitor on that show too.
For sure.
And I think my number one thing I like about her is that she seems very versatile. From her opening look to last week's look to this look, it makes you excited, makes you want to see what's next. And then I may have veered off of it on the last one, but I do think on this one, I'll be true to what I said at the beginning. This is the challenge, like you said, Curtis. So well done. It's a toot.
Yeah, it's a toot for me. As Kai said, I love a versatile queen. I love a versatile gay man. But I think this looks great, and I am in love with Jimbo. Jimbo is probably the queen that I'm most excited to see right now every week on Canada's Drag Race. I'm so glad the show has brought her into our homes. And you want to talk about a glow up. I mean, look at that. That's broken sex doll turned into zombie cheerleader, and it's a great metamorphosis for me. So congratulations, Jimbo. That is a toot for me. So that's it for everybody on the runway. I'm not going to go to each person for their pick for top toot of the week. Brett, who was yours?
Jimbo.
All right, Curtis.
Jimbo.
Kai.
I actually loved Lemon. I actually am a sucker for that super glam realness, like fishy realness. And one thing I meant to mention before too, she had a lot of train and she handled it very well with that dress. And I live for those kind of moments. So I'm going to go with Lemon.
And I'm actually going to go with Priyanka. I was a little bit critical, but I thought that she looked great. So I'm going to give her my top toot of the week. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to head to greatpopculturedebate.com for more content. We will be tooting and booting the looks from each week of Canada's Drag Race. And if you are not watching it, please make sure to check out WowPresents.com and, Wow Presents Plus. It's on Thursday nights, and we think it's a pretty damn good show. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night.